He gets this every day. I started training martial arts when I was 15 years old. I started with the Okinawan Goju-Ryu. I transitioned from karate to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu because I used to watch UFC, and in the beginning, I watched they go down on the ground, and I didn't like that part, and I was wondering why are they always down on the ground. And then I started watching it more closely, and I liked it, and I thought to myself, what would happen if I was in a fight and I was on the ground? What would I be able to do? Well, the most difficult part of jiu-jitsu was I knew nothing. I didn't know anything. And then when I was pretty confident on my feet, and as soon as we got to the ground, somebody was all over me, and I was like, what am I supposed to do? First found out of my heart condition was when I was 40 years old. I went for a routine physical for work, and it was probably because I became 40 the first time they ever put the ECGs on me. And at that moment, the nurse saw that there were problems with my heart right then and there. So I had to go to the hospital, and I had a lot of tests done on me, and I was diagnosed with severe heart failure. Because of my heart condition, I had to have several procedures done to my heart. I've been placed on a load of medications, and I had a pacemaker defibrillator inserted. They also call it cardiomyopathy. My heart is enlarged, which means it doesn't pump as efficiently as it should. When a heart pumps, it usually pumps 60% of the blood. Mine only pumps around 15%. So it's very ineffective.
We knew that he had some heart issues. He presented that on the beginning, but he was going hard, crazy hard against everybody, no matter what weight, size, or age. He was going hard. Go, move, 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 move. Head position, knee across my arm, across, yes. Now this arm go behind my back, yes. Now take your hook out, nice. Nice. Mount, mount. Hook the back, roll, roll, roll. Take the back, you're going. Okay, stretch your leg.
Switched it out.
Yeah, this one. This you keep tight. Squeeze your knees, tap. Much better. You feel tighter now.
Yes, because
Bye.
I knew where I was.
Understand?
One of the main reasons I'm doing this video is for anybody who has doubts that they can't do jiu-jitsu. A lot of people say, oh, I'm too old to do jiu-jitsu. I started jiu-jitsu at 57 years old, so you're never too old.
Now open your knee outside. Open. Ah, nice. You control him now. This hand control the wrist. Now feed the other hand. Nice. Grab it. Now go there and roll. Get the hook. Yes. Nice. You can go higher with this hand. Now you can go there. Nice. Rear neck choke.
After I was diagnosed with heart failure, I lived a regular life. I took care of myself, and I took my medications. I went to the doctor regularly. But something happened about a year and a half ago. I started getting dizzy all the time. And when I went to the doctor said I was getting a lot of AFibs, atrial fibrillation. And then one day after jiu-jitsu, I was in my car, and my pacemaker defibrillator went off. Not once, but twice in a row. It's never happened. It's gone off once, every once in a while, which really It's a little scary, but not that big of a deal. But when it went off twice, and it went off with a lot of power the second time, it seemed to do something to me. It took me months and months. It weakened me severely after getting shocked by my defibrillator, that I could no longer function most of the time. I couldn't think straight, I couldn't function, and then I had to go on disability for my work because it made work impossible. And then every day I have to follow a regimen. I have to take my blood pressure every morning. I have to take my medication, and then I also have to lay on a special pillow. I had a MEMS inserted, which when I lay on a special pillow, it sends to my doctor, it sends my pressures, and they could regulate my medications just by looking at the report that I have to do every day. When I started getting my strength back, I asked the doctor if I could go back to jiu-jitsu, and he recommended that I do go back to jiu-jitsu because it does get your heart moving. When I first went back to jiu-jitsu, I had to take it very easy, and I had to build up to where I am today.
We're seeing Rick going to some struggles physically and mentally, and it was awesome to be able to help him and have this place to provide for him. And I tell him all the time, I'm his #1 fan because I want to be like him on his same age, you know what I mean? No matter what, he has a great mindset and he never quits. It's a pleasure to have him and Embrace.
Professor Joel does look after me. He's always like, oh, don't hurt Rick, don't hurt Rick. He's always looking out for me, making sure that I don't overdo it. I pace myself, but if I sometimes get a little crazy, he's always there to slow me down. What really made it easy to come back to jiu-jitsu was I missed the relationships that I built here. I needed the social interaction. And so when I came back to jiu-jitsu, it was like I never left. You know what the best part is about my friends? They don't treat me different than anybody else. I'm not the old guy. I'm not the guy with the heart condition. With training is just, they encourage me to train because they encourage everybody to train. Basically, I'm the second oldest person here, so everybody I face is younger than me, which means they have more energy, they're quicker, they don't tire out. There's a few guys over 40, and there's a nice little patch that says slow your roll, because obviously we cannot do things like other people. We have to do techniques a lot slower, and we have to set the pace a lot slower. A good day for me for jiu-jitsu is I recognize the situation I'm in, I recognize what technique can be done in that situation, and if I able to do that technique, that's a big win. Jiu-jitsu is a great example of life. There are problems and you have to learn to solve the problems. Life gives you problems and obstacles, and I feel my heart is just another obstacle that I have to overcome. I just adjust things. How is this working out for me? Good. Richard, this is on video. Jiu-Jitsu benefits all aspects of your life. It makes me happy to do something I enjoy with people I enjoy. It really just gives me a feeling of happiness. I love Jiu-Jitsu. There's so many layers to Jiu-Jitsu that I'm never bored with it. There's always something I need to try and perfect. You hear this cliche, oh, it's like family. But here in Embrace, it actually feels like family. The best part of for me for Jiu-Jitsu is the brotherhood. I've made lifelong friends here that I love, and I know they love me. Really enriches my life. I have somewhere to go. I have something to look forward to. I get to do something I love with people who love me. My future goals with my Jiu-Jitsu is to stay on the mat as long as I possibly can and to continue to get better every day. My Christian faith helped me get through this latest hard problem. It's right on my shirt. I can do all things through Christ, and it's Christ who strengthens me, and it's His strength that does it all right. If I have any doubts or anything like that, I pray on it, and it's Jesus who gives me the strength to do it. So if you're afraid to do something, it's not you. It's not your strength, it's Jesus' strength.
Guys, thank you. Thank you. One more class on the books. Okay. Also, I'd like to celebrate someone today. It's a celebrate. It's not like a talk about, but a celebrate. My friend Rick, the Savage. Okay. For how many months already you're back training?
Probably
6 months, right? 6 months. Before you was kind of like a physically, if someone look at you, you was like you wasn't the same, right? And mentally. And then I know how much Jiu-Jitsu has been helping you a lot, right? And not just the Jiu-Jitsu as a sport, but the group of people that coming around. And then you are one of the big examples for this academy, like how you should never quit. Even when you're breathing the hard time in your life, you're in the darkest place, you never quit. You always came here and you always, Joel, I'll be back. You know what I mean? I remember the first day that you walked in the academy, tried to use your black belt and karate, and I told you, take this off, this don't belong here. You know what I mean? And humbly, you did it. And then you step in the mats, keep training, you're in a purple belt. I know one day you will be a black belt. I know. Okay, and then keep up this pace, okay? If you keep this pace, you go all the way to the end. Okay, guys, fit together. Let's keep following the example.
Do I ever get in trouble doing Jiu-Jitsu? Only when I'm talking, because this is my social life. I'm talking when the teacher's trying to teach. So sometimes I'll get in trouble like that.
Advanced age, and it was great.
Rick! Stop this, I'm talking in the camera.
Sorry.
You recorded this too?
That's going to be in there.